Hello and welcome to Crochet and Coffee. In today's video I'm going to show you how to make this fall flower. It's a really nice flower and we can have it as a standalone project, or we can add these borders and turn it into a square. We're going to use some stitches today that I normally don't use very much, but they are very interesting. They create a lot of structure and volume to the project, so I'm going to show you how to do that. And for the squares, I have two different variations, making them a little bit different in sizes, but I will show you that at the end of the video if this is something you would like to try. Let's jump right into the tutorial. So we're going to start by chaining 6. So create your slip knot, insert your hook, and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we're going to connect them to a ring by going into the first chain. Turn your work over, grab the yarn and go through both loops on your hook. You can also do a magic ring if you prefer that. Then we're going to add 12 single crochets into the ring. So just go ahead, you don't have to chain 1 in the beginning, just go ahead and do your first single crochet and add 11 more. I'm adding in my last single crochet, so that gives me 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And I'm just going to go into the first one and slip stitch to end this round. So for the next round, I am doing a color change. You can do that pretty much however you want it. I just think this looks great. I'm just going to go into a random single crochet, so it could be this one, and I'm attaching my yarn. And again, you can do that any way you like. In each single crochet we're going to add a double crochet, and then we're going to divide them with a chain 1. So in this first one I am going to do a double crochet by stacking 2 single crochets on top of each other like we did before. Or you can do a chain 3. And if you're doing a chain 3, remember you also need a chain to go between. So chain 1 into the next single crochet, add a double crochet. And a chain 1 and move into the next one. I now have 12 double crochets. I'm going to do my last chain and find the top stitch from the first double crochet we did in the beginning. If you did a chain 4 in the beginning, it will be your third chain. I'm just going to slip stitch, and this completes round number 2. So for this round I am bringing back my yellow color. I just want to show you real quick where we at in the project. So we did the center and we did the double crochets, and now we're going to start working on those yellow petals. So that is why I'm bringing back my yellow color. And as you can see, they look a little special, but they're actually not very difficult to do. So let's just get started on one of those. We're going to attach our yarn in one of the chain spaces. So let's do it in this one over here. You can do that any way you like. We're going to start by having a double crochet. You can chain 3 if you want to, but we're going to use the top stitch. So I do recommend that you use this stitch stacking technique that we did before. So create 1 single crochet, go into that left front loop, pull up the yarn and yarn over, because this gives us a very nice top stitch to work in later. Then we're going to add 5 more double crochets, so we'll have a total of 6 double crochets in this same chain space. So working down here, so that was 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to pull up a loop. We're going to make sure that doesn't go anywhere. We're going to find our first top stitch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this one out here. We're going to connect the first stitch and the last stitch to create this popcorn look. So we're going to go in to the back, so like this, insert your hook in the first stitch, so that would be your chain 3 if you did a chain in the beginning. And then we're going to go back here and put that loop over the hook, tighten up the yarn so it looks like this, and then we're going to pull this loop through that first one like that, and we're going to tighten up a little bit. So you can see now you have a popcorn stitch popping up towards you. If you wanted it to be on the back, that is something that's very common when you're crocheting popcorn stitches in rows. You would have to go in from the front, but that we're not going to talk about today. Then we're going to skip this next chain space and work in this chain space over here. But to get over there, we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that can seem like a lot for the moment, but it will make sense when we do the next couple of rounds. So in this chain space over here, you're just going to go in, put in 6 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull up the loop, find your first top stitch, so it's over here. Put in the hook, insert the hook, so you are in here. Go to the back, pull on the loop, looking like this, and pull through that first loop and tighten up a little bit. And again, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then skip the next chain space and go over here. So we're going to do that 4 more times, and then we'll end up over here, and I'll show you how we finish off this round. So I did my last 6 chains, so I am going to end this round by finding that first chain that we did over here, and I'm going to go in there and slip stitch. And I am going to fasten off and attach a new color. So let's have a quick look at the sample again. So it's right here. As you can see, we did the yellow ones. It's those corresponding over here. And now we're going to start on the orange ones. And they're going to be worked in the chain spaces that we just skipped on this round. Again, attach your yarn any way you like. I am using this orange color now. And you're going to attach it into one of the chain spaces. So don't get confused about the large chain that we have out here. We're going to work in the green chain spaces. So insert your hook and attach your yarn. And this time we're not going to do double crochets, we're going to do treble crochets. Again, you can chain 4 or you can use this stitch stacking method. So create 1 single crochet, use the left loop, create another single crochet, and then we're going to need 1 more because it's a treble. So again, use this one out here on your left and pull the yarn up and go through. So now we have the right height for a treble, and we're going to add 5 more. So again, like we had before, we're going to have 6 trebles in there. So yarn over twice, go into the chain space, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and yarn over, go through 2. That gives us a treble. So we need 4 more. So 3, 4, 5, and this is number 6. That is one of the things about this popcorn stitch. It takes a lot of yarn, so really consider that the yarn usage when you're creating this project. But we're going to find, again, pull up a loop, release the hook, find the first top stitch over here. Again, if you did a chain 4, it will be your 4th chain. Go in, grab that loop, and pull it through on the back side so the popcorn is popping towards you, and then pull on it. And as you can see, this one is a little taller because now we're doing trebles instead of double crochets. We're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to attach to the back of this yellow popcorn sitting next to it. So find the first chain. So we have this chain 6 sitting up here. Find the first chain, go in there and put in a single crochet. So now we are on the back of the yellow popcorn, and we're going to chain 3 again. 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to work in this chain space. So again, yarn over twice and do 6 trebles. So I'm almost done. I just did my last petal and I chained 3, and I'm going to again go into the first chain that we created with the yellow one and do a single crochet. And I just want to show you that how we're going to end over here. So again, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we can just go into the very first chain that we did over here and slip stitch, and that complete this round. Round number 5, we're going to add these, well, on this sample they are green, all these little background leaves, you can call them. If you don't like that, you can of course just stop now and say, hey, this is my flower, I like it this way, I don't need all of that. So that is totally fine. I just wanted to show you real quick. As you can see, we really do have a lot of texture and height to it. So just it's not a great, like, let's say coaster or something like that. It doesn't really work that way. But let's start working on these leaves. So I am bringing back my green color because I think that looks really nice. And we're going to work in all these orange chain spaces that we have here on the back. Again, just ignore the yellow one. We're not going to use that. But attach your yarn any way you like. And this is fairly easy and straightforward. We are going to start by doing a single crochet. Pull that a little to the side. And we're going to chain 1, add 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, go down in the same chain space and put in a single crochet. And that gives us all these nice little leaves. And we're going to do that in all of the orange chain spaces. So just move over to the next one, put in a single crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, chain 1, go down in the same chain space and put in a single crochet. And that we're just going to do all the way around, so we have 10 more to go. So I'm done with the round, and I'm just going to fasten off by going into that first single crochet and slip stitch. And again, as I said before we did this round, you can consider this done if you want to. It's a really nice decorative piece that you can use for many different things. But we can also stay and we can do the magic thing where we turn it into a square. I have 2 different ways we can do that. So let's start on that. So we're going to start in the top of one of these little leaves, so the centered one, and we're going to start by creating a corner. So attach your new yarn color, and this doesn't it doesn't matter which one of the methods you're using. This is the way we're going to start. So attach your yarn color. If you're doing the larger one, so this one, we're going to do treble crochets in the corner. So I am going to build my stitches on top of each other, or you can chain 4. So 1 single, 2 single, and 3 single. So that is the first part of our corner. I'm going to yarn over twice and go into that same stitch and put in a treble and 1 more. And then I am going to chain 3 for a corner. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over twice back into that same stitch and add 3 treble crochets. So that was 1, 2, and 3. And that gives us our first corner, like this. And then we're going to work over these 2, and then we're going to have another corner over here, and so on. So to get out of the corner, chain 1, and then we're going to work in the top stitch over here, and in there I would just do double crochets. So add 3 double crochets in there. So 1 and 2 and 3. And then we're going to do that one more time. So chain 1 to get over here, yarn over, put in 3 double crochets. So 1 and 2 and 3. Chain 1, yarn over twice, and then start working on your corner over here with the first stitch being a treble. I'm not going to show you all the way around because I think you get the hang of it. You'll have 2 clusters between each corner, and when you get over here, you're just going to go into this first loop or your 4th chain on your beginning chain and slip stitch, and then you're done with this. Let's do the other method real quick. So to make this lower square, you're going to do double crochets in the corners, and then we're going to do single crochets on this side. So let me show you how that is done real quick. So again, we're picking one of the leaves, going into the center, attaching our new yarn like that, and starting with a double crochet. So chain 3. I'll do the stitch stacking method, but this time only 2 because we're doing double crochets. Add 2 more double crochets into that corner. So 1 and 2. Chain 3 for a corner. You might want to test out if with your, and then go back in and add 3 double crochets. You might want to test out if with your tension and your crocheting style, maybe chaining only 2 in the corner is better for you, but you can test that out. It does make a bit of a difference. So a cluster of 3 double crochets, chain 3, and another cluster. And then to get to the side, I would like to chain 1, but again, you might not need to, depending on your crocheting style. And then in the top over here, we're going to put in a 3 single crochets. So 1 and 2 and 3. Chain 1 to get to the next. Find the center, put in 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, go into the next and begin your corner with a double crochet like that. As you can see, this gives a border that is way closer to the project, but this could also work very nicely. Again, it's really up to you to decide which one you prefer. It does make a difference on the height and the size of it, but that is really up to you. I think you should experiment a little bit with it. At least this is 2 suggestions that I have for how it could be done. So that was it for today. Please let me know in the comments if you like this project and if you would like to see more projects like this where we use different kind of stitches. Other than that, have a great, fantastic day and see you in the next video.